we are live. Welcome everybody to World Online Racing Crossplay Tier 4 Season 15 and Round 8. Today we're going to be taking on the Raging Corners of France with all of the drivers, it seems, rejoining up as of now. And looking at taking a quick look at the standings, we see TF Denso in P1 with a gap of 13 points ahead of his teammate in the Aston Martin Simbarracks 1, who has 67 points. Denso has 80, and in P3 we can find Talentless 7, who is not in the lobby as... Oh yeah, there he is, sorry. He has 62 points. He's missed a couple of races, but still, he has won the latest one in the US, and now he will look to continue on his streak, but it's going to be very interesting to see as well if Denso could pull ahead and keep his role as the championship leader. In P4 we got the Slappers X1, who hasn't had the best of seasons. In round 1 in Belgium he had 0 points. Then he had a little bit better in Bahrain, P12. Then in Jeddah he DNF'd. Then Spain also was dull, 0 points. But then in Zandvoort and Abu Dhabi he got 2 back-to-back podiums, P2s. And in Kota, I believe it was, he got P6. And looking at the last in the top 5, it is Langman 17, who had a decent start to the season. 12 points in Belgium, 6 points in Bahrain, 15 points at P3 finish in Jeddah. 0 points though in Spain, not so good. 8 points in Zandvoort and a DNF in Abu Dhabi. But leading into tonight, he had gotten a podium, P3, sorry, in Kota, and that is 15 points added onto his tally. And we've also got a little bit of a hot shot here in P6. Just want to clarify, Bourbon in the McLaren. He got 25 points, the race win. In Spain, he hadn't raced up until then. Then P12 or 12 points in Zandvoort, and then a P3 podium finish in Abu Dhabi. And now, as we're just waiting for the drivers to join up so we can ready up soon, I just want to say thank you, Bourbon, for giving me the opportunity to come to tonight. I'm really grateful for it, and I just hope we can get a good race. Thank you. So yeah, I was just waiting, honestly. And when we kick off, I'll make sure to give a rundown of the track. And it's beautiful, although it may be a little bit controversial here in France, as it isn't anymore on the calendar in the real Formula 1 universe. But as of here, in WOR, it is, as it is still available on the F1 game. So yeah, the drivers are going to take on a bunch, or a whole lot of corners, 15 corners. Very challenging, you know, and the setup here is another story. You really got to find that limit between straight line speed and those corner speeds, because France is known for its very tricky chicanes and hard corners, but also the amazing opportunity chances, or overtaking chances in Sector 2 at that very long straight with DRS and the speed trap on there. It's going to be absolutely amazing to see all of the drivers do a lot of overtakes right there. As now, we have just gotten clarification that we are going to ready up now. So yeah, let's get it. Alright, so yeah, just want to see how many have tuned in so far. There are only 7 people watching. Hello to you all. I'm hoping that number will grow over the evening, as now we have just gotten clarification that we will ready up, or the drivers will ready up soon. here we go. Now we're heading into qualifying. Show qualifying, 18 minutes is the format here. Tonight, around France, we'll give an opportunity to about maybe 3-4 hot laps. If you're lucky and you have the tire sets for it. And then we'll have 27 laps of racing, I believe it is, around this famous and infamous track at the same time, with many confusing corners, and the curbs on this track are absolutely notorious. Known for being notorious, tearing floors apart and drivers apart. Especially those first couple of corners on the start are going to be absolutely tense and amazing to both commentate and watch. So yeah, now we're just waiting for everybody to kind of ready up, and then we'll start. All right. No, it is not. No, it is not. I'm not allowed to drink. So yeah. Maybe sometime in the future, though. Who knows? All right, let's get it. Maybe it's a little bit loud. I'll just fix that. Audio settings. Right, here we go. The drivers are out on track. Now making sure to get their tires warmed up and to get yourself into that perfect operating window between tire temperature and gap to both cars ahead and behind. You do not want to be caught up giving slipstream to one of your rivals tonight, especially with a few races left, and especially for Denzo to try. He will definitely try to keep his position as the championship leader tonight, but he still has lots of chances to lose it. Who knows what can happen? But right now, we'll just see who will get up on pole position with 17 drivers having entered the race tonight. And yeah, definitely going to be exciting to watch. Lots of talent in this tier. Always a pleasure to commentate. And yeah, we'll see. Wow. What's going to happen tonight, as now drivers are making their way into sector 3 and the last sector before the checkered flag away, before they start their push laps, activating the ERS and DRS and just pushing to the finest limits known to mankind in terms of Formula 1 and motorsport in racing. So yeah, we'll ride on board with George. As of now, he's the first one to start his hot lap. Denzo too. Actually, never mind. We'll go on to Denzo, the championship leader in the Aston Martin. 80 points right now on the tally for him. His teammate is 13 points behind. I'm heading into towards the end of sector 1. So far, so good for Denzo, pushing it to the limit. Gotta be precise on the throttle to not spin around, especially in that corner. Now it's just flat out until or up to the main straight, activating the DRS. Flying past, you can see, reaching incredible speeds. Now to brake, go down into second gear into this very tricky chicane to then go up onto another bit of shorter straight, but yeah, still accelerating to the absolute limit. Now taking this one, gotta lift sometimes it depends on your entry to the corner, and then gearing down in this corner, down all the way to 5th gear, and pushing yourself onto the accelerator, and then just taking corners as they go right here. As someone has spun around, it is one of the AlphaTauris, either ETH Chris or WOR Harrison. So yeah, Denzo approaching the final corner. George, first one to put in a lap, 129.406. Denzo, what can he do about that? Activating the DRS, going down the main straight, crossing the line. It is 128.815 for the championship leader. The slap out goes P3, 129.4. Life About goes P3, P2 now, goes to Mustache, 129.147 for the Haskar, currently 3 tenths behind. Let's see, Bourbon, what can he do? Bourbon crossing the line. Oh, rain is starting to fall as Bourbon crosses the line, P2, with a lap time of 128.904, right around the 10th behind Denso, but we can now see that rainfall has started to intensify here in France. How's that going to affect these drivers' lap times? As B goes right up onto that corner. Jordan Arnold, though, we'll see him first in the Red Bull. Crossing the line, it is P13, 129.986. TTMB pushing himself onto the accelerator, pushing on the DRS button, and it is 132, wow. Not fast enough for sure. EDU M21 in Sector 1, he's going to definitely have one of the slow lap times, as he does not have the weather in his favor. So yeah, we'll see what he can produce, though, even though he doesn't have the advantage of weather with him. Yeah, you can see what's right on board with him. You can see right there on the track the marbles, and yeah, definitely going to be hard in this Sector 2 and 3, where you need a lot of grip, and he will not be able to find that, especially as his tires start to get colder. You can see yellow flags are out for people letting other drivers pass. So yeah, oh, this could be tricky. Yeah, he manages to find a way, but yeah, seems like Inters are going to be the other tire now, for at least a bit of qualifying, as EDU, Edu, we'll call him Edu, why not? It goes into the final corner, and you can see almost drifting a little bit now into the final corner, pushing on the throttle. Yeah, you can see from race control, the DRS is disabled. That means the track is officially wet, and that's definitely going to hurt his lap time as he goes on to get a 135.731. Yep. And that is the first round of qualifying hot laps done. We've got Denzo in the lead with a lap time of 128.815, with Bourbon close in P2, 128.9. That's around a tenth of second slower. Mustache in P3, around also 2 tenths slower than Bourbon. Istvan in the Ferrari did a lap time of 129.242. That's roughly a tenth slower as well. And yeah, and the top 5, running on the top 5 is ETA Life About, who now retires from the session in the pit lane, as I'm guessing the rain is going to be going on for the rest of qualifying. So this will be the peak of qualifying times today in France. So yeah, question in the chat here from MKS. Definitely interest now. Yep, 100%. Race control just deactivated DRS. So yeah, no DRS, which means the track is definitely wet. And yeah, you can see a lot of drivers putting on or clicking on the retired from session button, so that we can maybe get on with the race quicker. But currently, WOR Harrison out on the track, P17 on intermediates, trying to get in a lap time, but it will not be good. If he could even maybe, doubt he will pass EDU in P15, as he will not have the access to DRS. Still a few drivers out on track, though. You know, we still got Harrison and EDU, who's trying to make his way into the pits, I'm supposing. And the P3 man, VRT Mustache, also out on the track. But now, Harrison will cross the line and start his hot lap in wet conditions today here at France. Not something you often would see in real-life Formula 1, but still. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right on board with him, why not? Yeah, you can see it's hard to get down on the power where you've not got so much grip, you know? And yeah, just diving into that corner. No grip at all, it seems. So yeah, he's going to cross out onto the DRS straight, but minus the DRS because he does not have that available to him right now. He'll only have the aid of ERS pushing him down straight. He will reach a top speed of 320 kilometers per hour. Don't know what the translation to miles per hour is on the top of my head, but still, he'll push on. Onto sector 2 and 3, we need a lot of grip, and that's going to be hard to find, especially in these wet conditions. Yeah, just driving around a little bit, you can see here some sort of dry track or dry line has started to form. But yeah, Harrison, I doubt he will get a much better lap time than P15. Or yeah, he's gonna get P16, I believe. Oh, or whoa, yeah, Harrison is round. He's put on the throttle way too hard, and yeah, he's round. Unfortunate for him, he'll get P16 at best. Yeah, if he's even gonna cross the line. Yeah, everyone is retired, so, or except for George and Harrison. So yeah, we'll just wait for them to retire, and then we could possibly start the race a little bit earlier than scheduled. So yeah, bang, P16, one outstanding lap time of 1:49.442 for WR Harrison. And that was just George we're waiting on to retire. So we can get a move on with the race and see the drivers take 27 laps of France in action. But now, let's run down the grid. TF Denso in P1 with a lap time of 1:28.815. In P2, it's Bourbon Boy in the McLaren, a 1:28.9. That's around a tenth slower than Denso, the championship leader. VRT Moustache in the Haas did a lap time of 1:29.147. That is P3 for the Haas driver. P4 is Istvan Tamazi in the Ferrari, a 1:29.242, roughly 4 times slower than Denso. E8 Lifeboat did a lap time of 1:29.286 in the Williams. Langman did, we'll round it off in the top 5. So yeah, let's get ready then. Formation lap is off, I believe. So yeah, we'll just start immediately almost to see 27 laps of pure racing in WOR at one of the highest peaks in league racing. 27 laps, 15 corners a lap. Every second will be filled with intensity, and especially those first couple of corners where the uncertainty of not knowing when the other drivers will brake or not is going to absolutely get a few drivers positions, and some will lose some. This is a battle of patience, and the overtaking opportunities on this track are absolutely great. So yeah, we'll see what's going to unfold today at France, at Paul Ricard. 15 corners, 27 laps. Oh wait, yeah, wrong order, sorry. Yeah, we chat a little bit. Yeah, he won't start last because, yeah, he spun. But talentless didn't even get a lap time in, so yeah. And what's up, MD? How you doing, man? And yeah, thank you to all 13 people who have tuned in tonight. It's really grateful that you all have decided to watch crossplay tier 4 race tonight at France. Right, hold up. Okay, yeah, 5 red lights and we are out. Sorry, I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention. Denso in the lead as of right now. Not really many position changes happening out of the start, but towards the middle of the pack we can see Slappers trying to get a position. Oh, lots of cars have gone off. Williams have tried to gain the position or stay in position. Slappers still going into the middle of the pack right there, and Alfa Romeo's gone off track. We can see Ferrari, everybody riding up on that track limit white line, as it seems like Slappers has gotten the most advantage so far. As he's gained up 3 positions from his P10 position up to P7, as Bella Rofox has lost 4 positions, and the Alfa Romeo dropping all the way down to P11. Not a great start for Bella in the Alfa Romeo, but still, lots of race time left to go, as we can see right here on the onboard, very, very tight, not many margins given by the drivers tonight, as we can see Bella Rofox trying to get a move on JR Stefan. Not going great though, as, yeah, oh wait, maybe now into this corner, yep. As the Williams right there of George drives a little bit wide, this would be the perfect opportunity for Belarofox to go around the outside, pushing on that throttle on the soft tyres, getting at least around the Mercedes. But oh, and there he goes past George as well. What's happened with George there? Ooh, Belarofox gliding a little bit on that exit and bumping in a little bit with George. And yeah, that's right around the lap 1 action so far. Talentless though, what a comeback drive so far, not even getting in a lap time, but now he's already up to P12. And yeah, oh wow, there's George off, I believe. Oh, Chris has also retired into turn 1. Sorry, I was checking chat, and Chris has just DNF'd straight on. George has lost lots of positions to Talentless, still in P9, as there's yellow flags in Sector 1. Seems like there won't be a safety car for Chris's incident, but yeah, unfortunate to see the AlphaTauri driver of ET8, Chris, already getting that DNF at lap 2, but still on yellow flags. And yeah, incident has been cleared. We're back up to racing speed. And yeah, let's check in on Talentless a little bit. What a drive so far by the Alpine driver, starting P17 and now already up to P9. Amazing drive so far from the Alpine driver. And yeah, as the chaos will settle a little bit now, we can get a better look of who have gotten positions and who haven't. So the biggest gainer so far is, as mentioned, Talentless, the Italian driver in the Alpine. Currently gained 8 positions. We also gotta give an honourable mention to the Slap Bus, who has gained 4 positions all the way up to P10 or P6. Sorry, starting P10. As Edu has just gotten past B, I believe that was. Can you show everyone's tires? Yeah, sure. There we go. So yeah, so the only driver on softs is Belarofox in P7, as now DRS has been enabled by race control. Lots of drivers on hards and also some on medium. So yeah, strategy is also going to definitely be a key around this track, as it's very easy to screw up strategically, and yeah, that could possibly ruin your whole race and chances of getting points or podiums. As Jordan, it seems, is fighting a lot with WOR Harrison. Both are on that hard tire. Harrison in the AlphaTauri and Jordan Arnold in the Red Bull. As Denzo, I've forgotten to capture this fight. Denzo and Mustache are currently fighting. Denzo on the hard tires, Mustache on the mediums in the Haas. What can they possibly do? Denzo has already lost the lead on lap 3, although he is on a slow tire at the moment. Mustache though, impressive drive so far from the Haas driver, already gaining 2 positions from his P3 start, but that is almost expected as he started on that medium tire compound. So yeah, Denzo in the Aston Martin, the championship leader, will definitely try to catch up to Mustache before it's too late. Ooh! And the two get very close. Mustache almost with a little bit of a misjudgment heading into that penultimate corner. But yeah, it seems like he keeps the car at bay, and Denzo cannot get past. But with the DRS, can that help him? Into turn 1, Denzo cannot get a move on, it seems. Talentless so far with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 1:32.606 from the Alpine driver. As Denzo will now try to chase down Mustache. It'll be very hard though, as he is on a slower compound. But with the help of DRS and DRS, could he possibly try and get past? Well, only time will tell, as now we head out to one of those DRS straights. Activating the DRS as of now. Denzo, trying to finish a move on Mustache. Can he do it into this tricky chicane? We gotta go down lots of gears. Going into the chicane, he is ahead. Denzo has regained the lead of the French Grand Prix tonight, but is he going to be able to maintain that lead? Still yet to see, as Mustache now trying to regroup and regain his strength so he can push on the other lap. So yeah, try and get past using the DRS as well. But Denzo, composure from the championship leader is what it takes, as now Mustache is trying to chase down, as we see Belarofox on the soft tires fighting the raging Alpine driver of Talentless. Very hard right now. The Alfa Romeo driver not giving a lot of space to the Alpine driver. Hold up. Yeah, I don't know if I got him twisted up or not. either way, BS getting a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. As yeah, both drivers Belarofox and Talentless will activate DRS, but it seems like Belarofox will stay ahead as of now. As Talentless is already blinking. That means he's below 10% on his ERS percentage. As Belarofox going very defensive and going up on the line multiple times to try and fend off Talentless. As we are now heading into the final corners of Sector 1. Let's go back to Moustache and Denzo to see if Moustache could potentially finesse a move onto the straight. He's already 5 tenths behind, but with DRS, I'm sure he can regain those tenths of a second without even using ARS. No, he does not. He actually decides to stay behind the Aston Martin and championship leader TF Denzo to maybe, I don't know, maybe to save tires, I don't know, or to just keep that gap in a reasonable amount and not losing too much time, as Belarofox has lost the position to Talentless on the straight, but now he's definitely trying to regain that as into turn. Belarofox has just had a minor incident with Talentless. I'm unsure if he will report that or not after the race, but right now there's not much he can do. He just have to regroup and regain his ERS and just activate that DRS and try to push up. I'll read some comments now. Doing pretty good, man. Good to see you and hear you, of course. Thank you, MZ. Great to see you too, mate. And yeah, pleasure to be here. As now, let's focus back on the race. EJ Life about catching up on Esteban Tomasi in the Ferrari. A little bit of a DRS train, it seems, has formed there between positions P2 and P6. As now the Williams driver of ET8 Life about will accelerate, putting down the pedal to the floor, accelerating, getting that DRS soon. He'll click on the button to open his rear wing, and bang, DRS is open, but it seems like he cannot do much as Istvan also has DRS, which means he can defend easy against the Williams driver. As Moustache goes a little bit deep, it seems, almost losing a little bit of time, as Bourbon might now try and finesse a move if he decides to use his ERS. It's a whole tactical point of view from all drivers. As 17 people tune in as of now. Thank you all for deciding to join us tonight. As we can see Bourbon moving up, doing a move on the inside of Moustache, but he cannot have the composure. He does not have the composure. But Moustache, it seems like he's losing that tire grip incredibly fast, as Bourbon has almost gotten past him twice in just a couple of corners, but still behind, and he will have the DRS heading out onto the start-finish straight, as Life About has gotten past Isman Tamasi, talking about DRS spots or passes in general, but he'll have a hard time trying to defend into turn 1. Seems like he can hold off the Ferrari driver behind though, and Bourbon still trying to push on and has Moustache behind him. But let's see this fight between P4 and P5. Esteban and the Ferrari, of course, trying to get that position on Life About, who has just gotten snatched the position from him. As Harrison has gotten a 3-second time penalty with multiple warnings. Seems though as lots of drivers are trying to find the perfect tire grip and sliding around a little bit in the process of finding that grip. But Esteban heading out on the straight activates the ERS, so does Life About, the guy he's fighting with today, mainly so far, as Langman has gotten past Belarofox. Belarofox not got it. Life About almost loses his position and composure there, as he lost tire grip, it seems, and maybe bumped into Bourbon as a result of Moustache going slowly. It seems like Moustache has just lost his touch compared to the earlier laps where we got past Denzo easily, but then although Denzo got the position back pretty easy, but now Life About, maybe he can try and finesse a move on Bourbon and try to make the best of this situation, as Moustache, it seems like it's going slowly and cannot keep up with the championship leader Denzo in P1. But we'll see if Life About could capture and gain on this situation and scenario that we're in as of right now. And Shad, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to respond them accordingly during the race. Thank you. So yeah, heading into the middle part of Sector 1, Slapbus is actually gaining on Istvan Tomasi, but it's going to be very hard for him to try and get a move done, considering the very long DRS straight and this DRS chain that has formed between P2 and P6, maybe P7. And yeah, Moustache just losing, it seems. He has lost 10 to Denso in just the first sector, and Bourbon still with DRS. Seems like no one will get past each other on this straight, except for Edu, who got up into P11, finessing a move on Barney in the Mercedes. So yeah, Slapbus P6, currently trying to chase down Istvan Tomasi, the Ferrari driver, in P5. It's going to be higher, of course, especially on a track like France, where you only got 2 real overtaking opportunities on the DRS straights. And when you've got a DRS train like this, it's going to be very hard to get past without using too much ERS, which could set you back. And yeah, there we can see Talentless also getting a 3-second time penalty with multiple warnings. Seems like that's also going to be a recurring theme for the drivers today, to not, or maybe some drivers will get penalties and some will not. It's all going to go down onto driver skill and the skill to maintain the car on the track and not over the track limit lines. That's especially hard on a track like France, where there's always going up right onto that limit and just pushing the car right onto the edge of what's allowed. As Slapbus currently 3/10 behind Istvan, trying to get a move done, heading out onto the DRS straight. The Red Bull driver seems like he got maybe a better exit on the Ferrari driver, and yep, it seems like that. I don't know if he's using RS or not. Maybe not at the moment though, as the Red Bull driver will get past the Ferrari, it seems, into turn or into the chicane. He has gotten past Istvan Tomasi in the Ferrari, but Istvan trying to finesse a move back on him. A little bit of a switchback action was seen there, but he could not get the move done, and Slapbus has gained now 5 positions up into P5. Amazing race so far by the Red Bull driver, as Istvan can really not just get the move done, and it seems like he's just going to fall down the positions as of now. But maybe he could try to regain. Oh yeah, as you can see there, he had a little bit of a snap right there. Seems like tires are starting to enter stages of loss of tire grip as of right now, as Bourbon, oh wow, just really pushing and dragging Moustache, as Moustache seems like he has no grip. Probably gonna have to box very soon. Activating DRS. Can Bourbon get past? Moustache also has DRS, but Bourbon into turn 1. Can he get the move done? It does not seem like it on the Haas car. He will stay behind and try his luck on the longer DRS straight. And yeah, now life about in P4. Yeah, you can see lots of penalties falling in from race control on drivers who have crossed the line too much and making their own interpretations of track limits. As Bourbon now onto the DRS straight, activating DRS. He needs to get a move done on Moustache soon, because Denso is just loving life in P1 at the moment. But I'm sure Bourbon wants to have a say of that, as Istvan Tomasi, on the other hand, has gotten past that Red Bull driver of Slapbus, making his move back up into P5. But Slapbus has a better exit. Can he do it without spending too much ERS? At the moment, he has 30% ERS, but it does not seem like he will get the move done, as it seems like B as well has spun in the chicane. And Bourbon making a move now, as we talked about earlier. Bourbon up into P2. Loving, or yeah, he's now going to try and disturb Denso, the championship leader. But Moustache, it seems, needs to box soon. His tire wear is gradually improving, which is not good for him. He's definitely feeling that grip loss. As of now, his life about as well is gaining on him and almost pushing him in that final corner. Activating ERS before activating the DRS, but it seems like Moustache will keep the lead into turn 1. Langman has gotten past Belrofux, who is the first driver to pit, although he started on soft tires, so it is reasonable that he pits first, as those will degrade quicker. And yeah, Slapbus now, a lovely little helicopter camera action, as we see Slapbus in P6 trying to finish a move back on Tomasi to try and regain that P5 position that was his just last lap, but now not anymore, as Tomasi also trying to push ahead and maybe try and make the most of the situation, as Moustache has already lost a second to Bourbon after Bourbon just overtook him almost precisely a lap ago. And yeah, you can see right there, Lifeabout making a move into the chicane. Moustache, they're very tight, they're very, very tight, but it seems like Lifeabout comes out with the position in hand as Lifeabout in the Williams. That's an amazing race too so far, making his way up into P3. Slapouts as well. Seems like Moustache is just a sitting duck at the moment, not doing much, or he really can't do much. As yeah, you can see right there, Slapouts making the move and bumping tires a little bit with Moustache. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, you can see Moustache's downfall needs to be studied, because what is happening right here? Istvan up into P5 as well, overtaking Moustache, and the Haas driver surely needs to consider boxing soon, because I don't know what has happened with him. As you can see, Lifeabout also around a second behind Bourbon in P2, who's now trying to catch up to the championship leader Denzo. And yeah, Moustache is with zero grip, it seems, at the moment, as he lost almost 4 positions in just sector 2 and 3. So yeah, Moustache. Oh, and Tomasi also has a moment on the exit, and that means Talentless has gained on all of this, moving up into P5 after starting P17. Gotta give a round of applause for that Italian Alpine driver, who's done an amazing race so far, and currently P5. As Moustache, oh, what's happened with Moustache here? Then he's totally lost the grip and needs to give back the position he gained, and yeah, not a good look so far. And that's Tomasi spun around. Maybe there was an incident between the two, I'm unsure at the moment, but Tomasi has spun around and lost all of his positions. Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, very, very unfortunate. As Lepers has gotten past Lifeabout, and as all of that chaos ensued, and the Red Bull driver now has gained 7 positions from his starting position of P10. Great drive so far by the Red Bull driver, but I'm sure Lifeabout wants to have a say about that and try to get past the Red Bull driver using his pure skill and racecraft that we know he possesses. And yeah, oh wow, let's take a look now into P1 and P2. Maybe there could be a fight brewing right here between Bourbon and Denzo, the championship leader, trying to build on his momentum that he's had. And yeah, you can see now Bourbon activating DRS, cannot do much in turn 1 though, as yeah, confirmation that Moustache has boxed as he enters the pit lane. And yeah, Bourbon does not attack into turn 1, but he will definitely have a better exit on turn 2. And now in towards the end of sector 1, the last couple of corners before the very long DRS straight, Denzo will not have DRS, but Bourbon would definitely have DRS. And what could he possibly finesse with that ERS amountage that he has of roughly 90%, 100% almost, as he retires from the session in the pit lane. Bourbon, though, making a move on the DRS straight into that chicane. He gets past Denzo even before the braking zone, and Bourbon now has moved up into the lead. Oh, what's happened here? It almost looked like something happened right there. But Bourbon up into P1, and Denzo loses the lead once again to a rival behind. Wow. What the hell has happened right here? As Bourbon has just gotten past, and Denzo now will try to do what he did against Moustache and quickly and swiftly regain the position like he did on Moustache. But Denzo, it's going to be harder though against Bourbon. They're now both on the same tires, and some people could use this as an opportunity to box, and that's exactly what Bourbon does. He uses this opportunity when he got past the leader to box, and use this as an opportunity to box and gain some very good positions with the undercut, on Denzo. Now the pressure will be put on Denzo to see if he can possibly maintain his lead after he boxes. Denzo now in fresh air and no driver behind. He's gonna have to push like an absolute madman to try and keep his P1 position, with Bourbon also definitely going to push and try to make his undercut work. And yeah, let's check. Oh, there's a question now. I'm curious about why do they all use a lot of ERS at the beginning. I thought ideally you want to save it for the later stages. Yeah, so it's often driver preference. I can speak from some experience that at the start, you know, you're very eager to try and get a move done, and yeah, try and move up the positions and try to separate yourself from the rest of the field. So that could also be a reason why some drivers have drained a lot more ERS than some others. But it could also be just tactical. You know, Formula One is all about the strategy. Maybe it was some strategy beforehand that they would burn a lot of ERS, gain a lot of positions, and then in the pit lane try to regain lots of that ERS to try and now also have it for the later stages. But yeah, on F1 23 it is definitely harder, to regain ERS compared to other F1 games. So yeah, very interesting to see, and a very great question from you, man. Grateful that you all are asking at least some questions. And yeah, if you got a question that you want to be answered, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'll try to do that from the best of my abilities. As Bourbon now, lots of drivers heading in to that pit lane. Bourbon now in P4, looking to fend off Tomasi, who hasn't boxed yet. Same goes for Barney, but yeah, lots of drivers heading into the pit lane, changing on to another set of either hard or medium compounded tires, depending on what you started the race on. Bourbon, still pushing. You can see on his dash right there, 65%. I believe he had around 90 when he started, or when he was chasing Denzel a couple of laps ago. Can you show telemetry, please? Yeah, sure. Boom. There we go. Or maybe no, actually, telemetry could be kind of cheating in a way if you're an engineer. So yeah, I will not show that. As Bourbon now in P4, trying to chase down Denzo. Who was he? Up there you can see. Wow, looked very dramatic. Oh, and Denzo, no. Denzo was going to 5-second penalty, was spitting in the pit lane. Not optimal for the championship lead, as he's now going to have a very hard time trying to keep his lead, and Lifebot stays out. Let's watch Denzo in the pit lane though. Making a stop now, changing on to medium tire compounds. He's not going to get out ahead of Bourbon, it seems. Bourbon with an amazing undercut, managing to stay ahead. Yeah, wow. Denzo losing a lot of positions, and Bourbon is now virtually in the lead, as Lifebot will have to box soon. With Bourbon in the lead, amazing strategy by Bourbon and the McLaren, and he's now virtually in the lead. And Bellerophux as well. Wow, what's happening with Bellerophux? What a comeback drive from the Alfa Romeo, who it seemed like was going to have a dull race. Oh wait, yeah, wow. Yeah, they started on softs, so that means they're gonna have to do another stop. Yeah, although now let's spectate Denzo and see what he can try and pull off in P5. Actually, no, let's see what Barney. I haven't watched him all race, and I will see a struggling Tomasi, who's just trying to limp his way into the pit box. Barney in the Mercedes, getting past pretty easily, it seems. The chicane, Tomasi will have a lack of grip, and yeah, easy move for the Mercedes driver. Yeah, let's now move towards the start, or the front of the pack, as Bellerophux in P4 trying to chase down, as Lifebot has also gotten a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane. Not optimal for that Williams driver. And yeah, exactly, the undercut is indeed very, very strong on a truck like France, and we've just seen it in action right here, as Bourbon has just somehow managed to get up into P1, using that undercut to his advantage and getting up into P1. The McLaren driver having done an amazing race, both on the track and in the strategy booth. I don't know if he has an engineer or not. Either way, Bellerophux in P3 right now. Alfa Romeo driver trying to catch up to the Slapbus, was also done. Wow, surprising. Slapbus, what a race. He started P10 now up to P10. Oh my days, I need to calm down a little bit. Slapbus starting P10 and now up to P2. Amazing undercut strategy, also executed by him. And Bellerophux, oh wow, lost almost all of that time he had on the Red Bull. And yeah, talentless too on the hards. He's going to have a harder time towards these last couple of laps, as his hards will definitely be slower than the medium tires of the other drivers around him. And yeah, Denso already up into P4. Yeah, he's going to have to do one heck of a race to try and regain the lead that he had earlier on, just a couple of laps ago, before the round of pit stops starting to happen. And now, although Denso will have fresher tires though, that could possibly be an advantage to him towards the end of the race if the tires so-called fall off a cliff. Yeah, exactly. The Alpha will suffer with very old mediums towards the end if he doesn't box, but I'm sure he will box. He started on softs. It's almost mandatory for him to box again, because there's no way that those mediums are going to hold for 10 more laps or 9. Because, you know, we saw Mustache earlier on. His medium survived like maybe 9-10 laps before they really just weren't doable anymore. The grip just fell off. And there are lots of drivers actually blinking as of now, which means that, if you don't know, it means that they have less than 10% of ERS battery. So yeah, Denza now also has a penalty, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Will now try and get a move on the Alfa Romeo of Bellerofos, who's going to have a very hard time trying to defend against the championship leader, who's also on fresher mediums compared to him. And yep, into the chicane, Denzo gets past easily, even almost before the chicane. And Denzo up into P3, the Aston Martin driver, doing one heck of a job so far in P3. And Esteban Tamasias got a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Oh wow, wow. Drama, as Bourbon has got a 3-second time penalty too. Lots of drivers with penalties. And this could actually be, wow, Slappos could have a chance at winning the race actually, if he can just maintain a 3-second gap between him and the leader Bourbon as we head out onto lap 19, I believe it is, right? Yep, lap 19. Roughly 8 laps remaining as of right now, with Slappos moving and trying to get a move, or just keeping that gap between him and the driver ahead Bourbon and Denzo behind. It's definitely going to be hard to try and fend off a raging Denzo, the championship leader, who has done many great races this season with multiple wins. But yeah, definitely going to be hard for him to keep that driver behind. But Slappos so far, one of his leverages is that he does not have a penalty at the moment, which could definitely come in handy towards the end of the race when all penalties get added up and added to the drivers' respective times. So yeah, Denzo almost gaining 2 times just in that chicane on in sector 2. And yeah, very entertaining race so far. It hasn't been a dull moment at all. Lots of action going on, and you love to see it, especially at a level like this in WOR. Yeah, just amazing to be here to commentate, and I'm sure the feeling amongst the drivers. What's up with the mic quality and enthusiasm? Huh? Could you explain a little bit more? I'm unsure what you mean by that. Maybe the Red Bull can try to use Denso Tierras to keep in touch with Bourbon. Yeah, it's going to be hard though, as Denso will most likely be faster than Slappos on a fresh set of mediums. That would mean that Slappos has to drain the little bit of ERS percentage that he has left, those 30-ish percent that he has of battery would definitely all need to be used. I'm doubting though, but maybe I could be proven wrong. Who knows? Yeah, Callie, is that your name? Yeah. Could you please explain what you mean with your question? Denzo now within DRS range, but at the moment no DRS zone for him to use that DRS. But soon there will be after the last tricky corners. You know, where you really have to keep the car on that limit, especially with these older tires now, where you can feel a little bit more snaps and moments. You know. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers can really perfect that to their absolute advantage. As Denzo now into the last corner will definitely have DRS on the Red Bull, but it's very hard to get a move done into turn 1, as it's very narrow and very harsh corners, you know. So yeah, Denzo not being able to make a move, but he will definitely do that onto the bigger DRS straight, where he has the chicane, the very hard chicane in his advantage, and he will have that overspeed on Slapbuzz due to him having the DRS and Slapbuzz not having that. So yeah, interesting to see how this is going to unfold as 6 laps remaining. Denzo activating the DRS onto the DRS straight. Can Slapbuzz do anything, or will he be a sitting duck into turn or into the chicane? Denzo is already passed, and now the Red Bull will definitely try to keep up with Denzo, but that's going to be very hard. Slapbuzz might want to settle with a P3 finish today at France, but still, plenty of action to unfold as Denzo now will go on to a mission, a very hard mission, to try and get Bourbon, try and snatch Bourbon's lead, and to try and get a 2-second gap at least to Bourbon, as Denzo already also has a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But if there's just one track limit penalty for Denzo, I believe that's his chances of winning almost zero. But let's hope that does not happen, and that we can see an entertaining battle on track. So yeah, now Slapbuzz, although with DRS maybe I was wrong and he could gain, but after this chicane it's going to be very hard for him with his lack of grip on older tires to still be fighting with Denzo. Yes, 0.6 though seconds between him and Denzo. Is he going to get it? It's going to be hard. Yeah, no. Where's the yeah. Slapbuzz will have the DRS sending out onto the big straight. Denzo already 1.9 seconds is the gap between him and Bourbon. Slapbuzz activating the DRS with the slipstream from Denzo. Cannot get past though, only 3 attempts separating him and the Aston Martin. And yeah, that's right now how it is. Denzo also gaining a 10 just in the chicane on Bourbon. But it seems like Bourbon is loving life in P1, having led lots of laps and just trying to keep the car in one and, you know, managing tires and all that. And let's see how much ERS Bourbon has. Yeah, 42% it seems by looking at his dash, and Denzo has 49. So yeah, Denzo has that 7% more ERS, but it's definitely going to be hard for him to get past Bourbon as we head out onto the start-finish straight. Lap 23 has started now. 4 laps remaining, and wow, Slapbuzz has actually gained a lot. To my surprise, Slapbuzz could maybe try and get a move on Denzo. Wait, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, if my calculations are right, Slapbuzz is still in with a chance for race victory today at Paul Ricard. If we just can keep this gap in 1, it seems like if I was in Slapbuzz's shoes right now, I would just try and keep this gap between myself and Denzo and the gap between myself and Bourbon. But I'm not Slapbuzz. Let's see what he will do on Denzo. He does not decide to pull ahead of Denzo. Probably smart by him to still maintain that 3-second gap between him and Bourbon. So yeah, Slapbuzz now definitely an underdog to get P1, and he's using Denzo to drag him along onto Bourbon, as you said there in the chat, mate. He's definitely using Denzo to drag along and trying to catch up to Bourbon. Very smart move by Slapbuzz. Yeah, exactly. He's doing exactly what you said, mate. Using Denzo almost as a tool in his race. Almost like Carlos Sainz did in Singapore with Lando Norris that we saw this year. He's using other drivers as tools to maybe push ahead and such. Yep, Denzo now with the DRS overspeed on this start-finish straight. Yeah, he will most likely have the DRS sitting out on the longer DRS straight. One of the longer on the calendar, actually. Sorry. Slap us though, 6 times between him and Denzo, and roughly 1.5 seconds between him and Bourbon. But it's probably smart for Slap us if he just stays out of the action right now and just tries to maintain this gap. Denzo though, with the overspeed on Bourbon, cannot make a move at the moment, breaking into the chicane. Having that downforce is very important and crucial here at Paul Ricard. Slapbuzz also keeping the gap reasonable, and Bourbon is just trying to fend off, but it's going to be very, very hard for the McLaren driver to try and finesse a race win unless something happens to Slapbuzz. So yeah, definitely a fight for P1, but it seems like Slapbuzz at the moment is the sole favorite for getting that race victory, as he's in a very, very good position at the moment, with both drivers ahead of him having penalties. Now heading out, 3 laps remaining, soon to be 2. Bourbon heading out on the straight. Denzo only 3 times behind. Bourbon will cross the line to start lap 25 of 27 laps. 2 laps remaining, with loads of action yet still to unfold. Denzo chasing down Bourbon. Bourbon also pushing and being right up on that throttle on every corner, trying to push up right onto that track limit line. Always being there on the limit, but not being too much over the edge. Incredible driving so far by all drivers involved. As Denzo heading out on the straight will have the overspeed with the DRS. Broadcast camera catches both of them perfectly. Denzo, will he pull out to the side? Yes, he will, into the chicane. Denzo regains the lead on track, and Denzo is back up into P1. He's now going to have 2 laps to push as a madman to try and get a 5-second gap between him and Slapbuzz, preferably, but also Bourbon maybe. If they didn't have penalties, it would have been an amazing 3-way fight for them. Unless, yeah, exactly, it would have been an absolute incredible 3-way fight for the win. What a drama that would be. But unless Slapbuzz gets a penalty, like you said, it's going to be very, very hard for there to be a 3-way fight. But if Slapbuzz gets a penalty, this could definitely spice things up. As Denzo now pushing and pushing, you can see on the back of the car that he's blinking. He has less than 10% the ERS. Sorry. And now heading out onto lap 26 of 27. 2 laps remaining. Sorry. Denzo now into the lead, having regained the lead on track after losing it for a roughly 10 laps after being undercut and overtaken by Bourbon. Slapbuzz though, at the moment, looking the most likely to bring the trophy home to Milton Keynes in England or the UK in P1, and getting those decorated 25 points that would definitely do him well in the championship. But Denzo also looking to carry on his momentum, and getting another podium today would be great for him as the championship leader. And his teammate, where's his teammate? Oh, his teammate isn't racing today. Wow, damn. Yeah, so that will definitely be interesting to see what they can produce. Denzo in sector 2, still keeping his lead tight and swift. Slapbuzz just needs to go full precision mode as Moustache is spun around. Denzo just needs to go full precision mode and just needs to, Slapbuzz, to not get any penalties. That is the most important thing on his mind right now. Do not mess this chance up at getting and standing on that top step of the podium in France. If he messes up and gets a penalty, this whole dream will be over. As now, we are going to head out onto the final lap of racing. Denzo in P1, Bourbon in P2, Slappas currently on track in P3, but it's virtually P1. Unless Slappas does a massive mistake right now, he will get that top step off the podium, but still, roughly 10 corners left of this Grand Prix. What is going to happen today? Watch it all unfold right now as Denzo pushing on up right onto that limit. So does Bourbon, Slappas as well with DRS. Slappas activating it now. Bourbon as well. Bourbon will not be able to make a move on Denzo though. Slappas, let's go along Slappas right now into the chicane. Slappas just trying to stay out of any trouble and any drama necessary for him to stand on that top step of the podium. Slappas still gaining on Bourbon. Will he try and finesse a move, activating the ERS for a short, brief period of time? And Bourbon and Denzo fighting. Bourbon desperate to try and get a move on Denzo, but Denzo has the inside line. Bourbon around the outside. Bourbon, amazing move. Oh, but the two bump tires a little bit. Denzo, oh wow, everyone is bumping tires at the moment. What is going on? This three-way fight for the lead has all boiled down to this. Bourbon on track into the last corner, will cross the line soon in P1, but he will not be able to keep it as Slappas is going to bring it home to Milton Keynes, the Red Bull driver in P1, Bourbon in P2, Denzo in P3. Unfortunate for the championship leader, but amazing race by Slappas starting in P10. What an amazing composed race by this Red Bull driver. Amazing composure from start to finish. That is what only the top drivers can do in this F1 world. Let's run down some of the other grid positions. In P4, just missing out on the podium was Talentless. Amazing race by him as well. Starting P17 all the way up to P4. Amazing race for the Italian. Lifebout had a decent start to the race, up in those podium positions for a while, but then lost it a little bit. And yeah, now into P5. Langman, P6 in the Ferrari. Decent race by him. Edu as well. Had a pretty bad qualifying. Got unlucky with the weather, but now up into P7. So yeah, Edu did it, what he could do. Barney, didn't see much from him all race, but still P8, decent finish for the Mercedes driver. Jared Stefan as well. P9, his teammate in P9. Decent finish. And Bellerophux was up there, with Denzo on those for a couple of laps, but couldn't really hold on. And yeah, P10 towards the end for Bellerophux. WOR Harrison tried to do a little bit of a comeback drive, but still only could manage P11. What a race. Incredible entertainment from start to finish. Amazing. And it's been whoa, I can't even talk right now. It's been an amazing race from start to finish, and I'm blessed that people gave me the opportunity. What the hell? That people gave me the opportunity to commentate this exciting race tonight. And yeah, there you can see Slapabout receiving that P1 trophy, lifting it up into the air. Amazing race by the Red Bull driver. He will be pleased to add those 25 points to his name. As yeah, Bourbon in P2 also happy with an incredibly composed race. And Denzo, the championship leader, adding another podium to his list. But hats off to Slappas. What an amazing race. Wow. What a race. That's almost all I can say. Yeah, what a poor race for Mustache. He was up there in the start, I remember, but then his tires, it just seemed like flip switched. And yeah, he just and at the end he DNF'd, retired into the pit lane. But yeah, unfortunate race for the Frenchman and the Haas. Yeah, unfortunate, but not much you can do right now, and just try to look forward for next week's race, which will definitely be exciting as well. What a race. Oof. Yeah, it was a pleasure to commentate, and feel free to join WR in the near future. And thank you, chat, for being here. It was amazing to have some conversations with you. Yeah, just amazing to be here, you know. And if you have any further questions, you can add me in the Discord server. My ad is JR_tib. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, if you have any further questions, now's the time to ask them, because I will have to leave the lobby soon. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and it was amazing to have you all with us today. As what a race it was, with the Red Bull driver finishing on P1 after almost an anonymous race at the start. Amazing race, and yeah, thank you, mate. You were definitely a lifesaver today with all your questions and such, which could definitely keep the discussion going. If this is tier 4 racing, I can't imagine how it's tier 1. Where's Jalram racing, by the way? Like, he still races here on what tier? I unfortunately don't think Jalram races in WOR at the moment. He just got the game. So yeah, I don't think he races right now in WOR and WOR, as sign up wasn't open when he was there. But I'm sure he will try and be there for next season. What a race! Yeah. Tier 1 is tomorrow. Feel free to tune in. 8 p.m. UK time, the stream will start, and that's just... I've been an engineer there once for Marco. The racing is on another level, mate. Believe me. You need to tune in if you've got the time for it. Trust me. So yeah, I'll give you all 2 minutes to ask some questions, and then I'll have to shut off for the night. What a race. Yeah. Yeah, this lap boy had an amazing race. He gained a lot of position at the start, which definitely was beneficial for him, you know. And we saw him sometimes, but he kind of faded away into anonymously. I don't know how you can pronounce it. Until towards the end of the race, when he got up into... It was his clever decision to do the undercut, same as Bourbon did, and just also keeping his penalty track record 0 seconds, which definitely was a contributing factor into him getting the win tonight. And yeah, just amazing race from start to finish, and composure is definitely the word to describe his race today. I don't think he was involved in any incidents. I'm unsure though. But yeah, definitely a composed driver that we saw in action today. Yeah, that'll be all for tonight, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm hoping I will see you in the near future. If you have any further questions, you can ask them in the WR Discord server. If you have any questions to me or any inquiries, just let me know. My Discord username is JR_tib. And yeah, thank you for tuning in tonight, and hoping I will see you next week or the week after that, depending on when I'm available. Thank you all, and bye.